Welcome to Tuesday. I'm pretty confident it's gonna be a Taco Tuesday. Nowadays, I honestly can't, I don't know. I can't predict. I can't be like guarantee, yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. Because Tiffany will get crazy and be like, we're doing this instead. It's usually Mexican, inspired, but not always tacos. For a long time, I could guarantee we were doing tacos on Tuesday. Nowadays, not so much. But Tiffany did tell me yesterday that she already picked out the meats. It's a like taco trio. So it's Carne Asada, Pollo Asado, and pork Al Pastor. It's already diced up, marinated, good to go. So always got to cook the meat. So we're definitely doing tacos tonight. And those tend to be my favorite kind of tacos. Like, I like the grilled meats, right? I'm not opposed to, white boy ground beef tacos or even like shredded beef, but my favorite are definitely the grilled meats. And I don't care, I'm not picky. Beef, chicken, pork, I'll do all of them. But that's what I prefer. Marinated, grilled. Give me the crispy bits, give me the smoky bits. That's the kind of tacos I want. So it is Tuesday, which means it's a light shop in the morning. So I combine my afternoon and morning shops, and I get it all done at one time. So, for example, today, I only need a flat of grapes, a flat of strawberries, and 2 watermelons. That's all I need for the morning. But while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and grab all the things that we need for the afternoon shop, so that there is no afternoon shop, so that we can get done early or in timely fashion. So I have to admit, I really enjoyed doing that kind of camera test yesterday, and really both camera tests, the one I did on New Year's Day and the one I did yesterday, just kind of comparing the 2 cameras, because I'm used to using the same camera all the time. I get used to using my cameras independently of each other, right? I use my Pocket 3, and then I switch and I use my Nano, and I never realize how vastly different the footage looks. Even when they're in the same timeline, I understand they're different cameras, but 99% of the time, I'm using the cameras in different locations, right? Like, I'm not using the Pocket 3 right now and then switching to the Nano in the same exact location. It's usually different locations. So to see the footage side by side at the exact same time is really eye-opening. It really highlights the way the cameras really look. And as I said in yesterday's vlog, I really love the way that the Pocket 3 looked. Hard to tell when I was recording, but when I actually sat down to edit, man, it looked so good. The colors look different though. Like, I will admit, like, the Pocket 3 looked warmer, whereas the Nano looked like more vivid, right? More saturated. And again, I don't know exactly why that's the case. I might send the footage to somebody and say, hey, can you tell me why this is this way? So as I've said numerous times, I can only focus on one thing at a time. I can only be obsessed with one thing at a time. And right now I'm obsessed with vlogs again. Not that I stopped liking something. Like I said, I just can only obsess about one thing at a time. And for the last couple months, it was video games, right? It was New World, and then it was Arc Raiders. And like true Clintus fashion, it runs its arc, and I move on to something else. And right now I'm back into vlogs. I'm watching a ton of vlogs at work, when I get home, even in the mornings. Like this morning, I watched 2 vlogs before I was drinking my coffee instead of playing some video games. And I'll go back to video games. I'm actually starting to get the itch to get back into Arc Raiders. So who knows? This week I might fire up a live stream and play a little bit. But it's also the week that I'm going back to the gym. So it all depends on timing. It all depends on, when I get home. But because I'm watching a ton of vlogs right now, I'm thinking more about my vlogs. As I've mentioned, again, I repeat myself a lot, so bear with me here. As I've said numerous times, I get inspired by watching other content, right? Whatever the content is, I get inspired by watching it. So because I'm watching a lot of vlogs, I am thinking more about my vlogs and thinking more about YouTube. And one of my, if not my only New Year's resolution in 2026 is to do less, but do more of it. Do less things, but do more of those things, right? So if that means streaming less on Twitch in order to post, do more content on YouTube, then so be it, right? If that means playing less video games and watching more vlogs, then so be it. If that gives me the goal, helps me reach my goal, or helps me, I don't know. I don't really have a goal, I guess. I just want to focus on YouTube more and more and more this year. And I feel like the last 2 years, that's what it's been, right? I started the daily vlogs at the end of 23. 24 was the first full year of daily vlogs. We've gone through year 2 and 25, and I definitely did more in 25 than I did in 24. And so I just want to keep that trend where I feel like when I compare my numbers, the last 12 months to the previous 12 months, some numbers are up, some numbers are down, but it's like this slow, steady, 2% incline, if you will. Very slow. I guess what I'm saying is I'm in a really good flow state right now with YouTube and with my vlogs, even though the numbers aren't what I would necessarily be excited about or what I would like. In the back of my mind, and as I've said numerous times, I'm not necessarily doing this for numbers, but obviously as a YouTuber, as a content creator, as an artist, no, I'm not an artist, but just anytime someone, you put something out there, you want to see as many eyeballs as possible. And when I actually make a good vlog, I want as many people to see as possible, right? Like Friday's vlog, when I did that 3-minute montage of my morning, I was super proud of that vlog. But the title and thumbnail, it being around the first Friday in Avondale or Goodyear, it didn't get a lot of views. And it bums me out because it means that the majority of my audience didn't see it. Now, if I would have slapped Bryce or Sierra in the title or in the thumbnail, it would have gotten more views. But at the same time, those people most likely would have skipped the intro and jumped right to the spot where Bryce and Sierra were. So because of that, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. One of the things I find very difficult with trying to vlog while I'm shopping like this, and I mean by talking to you, is I keep losing my train of thought because I keep getting interrupted. Someone walks up, I'm in the way, I'm standing somewhere where they needed to get to. I'm trying to not forget and mess up my what I need to pick up, make sure I get it. I've done that before too. So then I look back and I'm like, this is completely jumbled. I didn't finish my train of thought. I didn't get my point or finish my thought. I'll go to edit this and be like, I was going in a certain direction, but then I stopped and then I never went back to it. I constantly do that. And then I'll start and stop the same piece multiple times to try and get my point across and try to finish my thought, and I still fail. So I don't even know if I got my whole point across in this, but there was a point, I promise. The point that I wanted to make was that I'm watching a lot of vlogs, and I'm really happy with that. Like literally, when I get home, I'll sit on my couch and I'll queue up 4 or 5 vlogs and just watch that. Now, granted, Vlogmas is over, so I'm not getting the frequency of vlogs that I was last month. So I'm definitely keeping up with my subscriptions. But the good news is that means I'm able to go back to my homepage and find new videos, new channels, new vloggers, which I did find a handful of new ones with Vlogmas, right? The algorithm was just recommending me more creators doing Vlogmas. But it's also one of those things where yesterday is a perfect example. I was so busy with work that I wasn't in a vlog state of mind, right? There was a couple times there I was like, oh, I need to pull the camera, I need to vlog, otherwise I'm not gonna have a vlog. Until I got home and decided, okay, we're gonna do the camera test. And I watched one of Russ's videos this morning, where he had said that he had kind of been in a funk and hadn't been vlogging the last couple of days. Or he'd shoot a couple of clips, but then never pick up the camera again and finish the vlog, right? So he just had a lot of random clips with no concise vlog. And my response to him was, yeah, daily is hard. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, there's a lot of people that can't do daily for various reasons. And I'm not calling them out. I'm saying it is hard. It is a commitment because unless you live like a very particular life, a very particular lifestyle that allows you to pick up a camera and make interesting stuff every day, it's hard. It's hard to make an interesting video every day. And I'll be the first one to admit that my videos are not interesting every day, right? I'm lucky if I get 2 interesting videos a week, right? Out of 7 videos. But my commitment is, I do daily because it's the only way that I can commit to some kind of consistency. I went to twice a week, and it's very easy for me to just not pick up the camera on, say, Monday or Tuesday, right? And then next thing you know, it's Thursday and you've got 2 clips. And you know, you can see that with other people's vlogs that only vlog, say, you know, twice a week, where the video opens on a Monday morning and then the next clip is Tuesday morning. Like they just said, hi, good morning, welcome to Monday. And then the next clip is, it's Tuesday, and we're like, you know what I'm saying? And I did a lot of that and I didn't like it. Like at that point, it's like, what's the point of even picking up the camera if you're just gonna say hi and the next clip is you saying hi again, you know? That's where I question, like, okay, gotta change it up, gotta move the needle. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do something every day. It doesn't mean you have to like go out of your way to do something, but be more intentional with when you pick up the camera. And I think Russ does a great job. I think he's too hard on himself. I think I love his vlogs, I really do. And I enjoy his chill demeanor, his chill vibe that he has. He's really creative with his shots. He's really creative with doing random, I love the randomness, right? I love randomness. And even Isaac is another good example where he gets really great angles. He sets his camera up in really interesting places. He's not afraid to like take the camera and set it up over there by those shopping carts and then walk all the way back here and then walk back over there to get that shot, you know? I love that. And those are things that I am not great at. I'm very much right here, right now. You know, I put the camera here because I'm doing this, and then when I'm done, the next shot will be in the car driving or at my next destination. And it's very much, I'm an old school vlogger, so I come from the place of just hand holding 99% of the time, and that's something that I've tried to change a lot of this 2.0, you know, second time around, is less handheld, more, you know, locked off shots. More wider shots. The wireless mic, I tell you right now, I wouldn't be able to get this right here if I didn't have the wireless mic. Like that wireless mic is a game changer. That's something that we never had in 2016, 2018. I mean, if you did, it was a wired wireless mic, right? You had a wire plugged into a pack that was over here, and then you had a big shoe mount on the camera. This thing is Bluetooth wireless. It's tiny. It's discreet. Like, I love it. But it allows me to get these shots where I can walk away. I can take these carts and put these carts away and still be recording and still talk to you. So you get to hear how loud and annoying these carts are all the way over here. And that's what's great about this microphone, is that the distance that it picks up on is quite astonishing. All in all I'm trying to say is if you're trying to create content at any cadence, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever, don't be so hard on yourself. The great thing about YouTube is there are no hard, fast rules, and there's no like, you have to do it a certain way. Do whatever feels right to you. Do whatever makes you happy. It'll cascade and it'll trickle down to everyone else. 1:30. I'm done for the day. I'm literally just waiting for these plumbers to finish up. They said they should be done by 2, but whatever happens first, they get done or my dad shows up, because I still got Scooby here too. But my dad's at the gym with Austin. He'll come back, get the dog. So just done with my work. I'm just doing some stuff in the app, updating some items, watching vlogs.
living the life.
A Rolls Royce just passed me, and I have to say, it looks like a hearse, like a mini hearse. Like you couldn't put a full coffin in it, but you know, it's like a baby hearse. And I don't know what they cost, but it, like, you know, like they're known for being expensive cars. So if someone spent like 6 figures for that thing, yikes. 2:40 p.m. We're making our way home. I just can't get out of there on time, man. Those plumbers are taking, you know, they had to clean all their stuff up. I had to wait for them. My dad gets there, and I'm like, he said he was gonna leave at 1, which of course, you know, like I saw you at 1:30, and he wasn't back yet. So by the time he got back, he sits at his desk and starts working on stuff, and I kind of give him the side eye, like, are you coming or are you going? You know, are you staying or are you going? Because if you're staying, I'm going. And then he gets up, and I start packing my stuff up because I'm like, these guys are just about done. I'm like literally watching them, like waiting for that last bucket to be picked up, and then I'm like, I'm out. And like it all happened at the same time. My dad's like, all right, I'm out of here. The guys are like, all right, we're done. I'm like, all right, I guess we're all leaving. So then of course he proceeds to go outside and start like picking up trash, and I'm like, give him a quick scoop. I'll help you, Dad. Let's go. Come on, let's go. All right, cool, good. All right, good. All right, I gotta go. I'm leaving. I gotta go. We were just complaining about traffic. Like, you need to leave at an orderly time, otherwise you're gonna hit traffic like this. Done with the gym, and I was craving coffee, but craving coffee, it's kind of it's more than just the coffee, it's the coffee house experience, the coffee shop. And granted, I don't hardly ever sit at a coffee shop. I'm usually a grab and go, especially when the weather's amazing. And then once I get into the coffee shop, I start looking at the menu, and I'm like, oh, matcha sounds really good. Matcha is definitely more of a summer thing for me. Iced coffees, cold brews, that sort of thing. But I'm on a matcha kick right now. I can't help it. So this is just a vanilla matcha. They didn't have brown sugar syrup. They just had brown sugar. So I was like, yeah, sure, throw some brown sugar in there. It's just basically vanilla matcha. Let's touch base on yesterday's vlog. Going through the comment section, reading everyone's replies. No disrespect. Obviously, everyone has their own opinions. But a lot of people said they liked the Nano better than the Pocket 3. And I can see why. I understand why. It's the same reason why people said they liked the Action 5 over the Pocket 3. It's clearer, it's sharper, it has a better picture, is what people were saying. The reality is action cameras, GoPros, Action Nanos, even the Insta360 ones, they have a deep depth of field, meaning everything you see on screen is in focus at all times, right? You can't get super close and get me in focus and have a blurry background, right? You can't do that with a standard stock action camera, okay? Now, maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't care about that, and that's fine. But if you have any sense of film, photography, an eye for that sort of thing, you do want that. You want that separation of your subject and your background, right? And that's usually accomplished by lighting or camera effects, right? And when I say camera effects, I mean like the shutter speed, the f-stop, that sort of thing. The lenses, the things that you use with a camera for, right? Now, I'm no expert on this, and I'm still learning because I've forgotten a lot of things. But back in high school, I was in yearbook, and I was the sports editor, and so I shot a lot of fast action stuff. So back then, I knew a lot about shutter speeds and f-stops and that sort of thing. Anyway, what you see when you compare the Pocket 3 to action cameras is that difference in what the lens can do, what the camera can do, right? Now, if you go back to yesterday's vlog and you look at the last clip comparing the two cameras, when I'm holding the camera kind of close to me, if you look in the background, well, there's a lady who's walking by. There's actually 2 times with people walking behind me. With the Pocket 3, they're blurred out. You can't really see them. But with the action camera, they're in focus. You can see it clear as day. The entire background, you can see what kind of car there is. You might even be able to read the license plate number. But with the Pocket 3, you can't do that. Now, the question is, do you want to do that? Do you need to do that? When you're shooting video of a subject and you're talking to me, do you want to be able to read the license plate of the car behind me? The other thing that people mentioned was the coloring. Now, I mentioned this in the video. So maybe if you didn't get to that part in the video or you skipped over it, maybe you weren't listening, but I mentioned how the colors did look different. Even when I was shooting the video, like right now, I can't tell the difference. My screen is my screen. But when I compared the Pocket 3 to the Nano, the Pocket 3's screen looked more grayscale. That's normal because I'm shooting in D-Log-M. D-Log-M changes the way the colors are, and then in post, I add the colors back, and I get better color, deeper, darker blacks, that sort of thing, higher contrast. The Nano had more of a saturated, higher saturation, more vivid colors, which I can understand why people like that. I like that in certain images. I like that in certain photos, right? And I even mentioned this in the video too. It looks more like an iPhone video, right? If I compare the Nano, say, to my iPhone 17 Pro, I bet you the video would look very similar. You'd probably have a hard time knowing which one's which. And maybe you wouldn't even be able to say, oh, I like this one better than the other. They both look the same, right? I don't judge anyone for saying that they like the Nano's picture better. It'd be the same thing if I held up 5 objects. They were the exact same object, but they were 5 different colors. And I said, hey, pick one. Which one do you want? Which one do you think is the best? Which one do you think looks the best? You're gonna pick the one that is your favorite color, right? If I held up 5 of them, whatever your favorite color is, you're like, oh, I'll take the green one. I'll take the red one. I'll take the blue one, right? Because it's your favorite color. And I think we all have our own preferences on photos and videos, right? What we can perceive to be good quality, that sort of thing. So while I think the Pocket 3 had the best looking image in that video, a lot of people disagreed. A lot of people said they liked the Nano better. And again, no, there's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of opinion. Forget about the lighting. Like I mentioned at one point, the lighting on the Pocket 3, if I do this and I say, hey, let's look at that sky, you can't see me. Why? Because it's adjusting to the sky so that you can see the clouds above me, right? All cameras do that. You can do that with your iPhone. But if I come down here and say, no, focus on me. I want me to be the focus point. See what happens? Now look at the sky above my head. It's white. You can't see the clouds. You can't see the difference between the sky. Some cameras do it better than others, and other cameras don't do it at all. So comparing the cameras was more for me than for you. I wasn't necessarily asking, hey, which one do you think looks better? Or which one do you think I should use for the vlog? It was more of like, hey, I'm curious what these look like side by side so that I can make a judgment call on what I think looks better for my vlog. Kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier, where do what makes you happy, do what you enjoy. And so I think the Pocket 3 still has the best looking image. I like the way that it looks. I thought it looked more cinematic. It looked more professional, in my opinion. And it gives my vlog a look that I actually want to achieve. Now, the one thing that I do want to play around with is the colors. The Pocket 3 did have a warmer color tone to it. And it's on auto white balance, so it should automatically adjust the white balance to, the ambient light and whatever the subject's wearing. So why one was more warm than the other, I don't know. It's something I have to play around with to try and figure out. But at the end of the day, my only complaint with this camera to this day has been the form factor. I'm not crazy about the gimbal and how fragile it seems. Now, it is a lot stronger than you think, because I did drop my original one a dozen times before the gimbal actually kind of like bent a little bit and was like, I am not 100% straight. And that's why I have a warranty, and that's why I took it back. And this one I have not dropped yet. But now I would say the only other complaint I have is that it's not as wide as the action cameras, right? A lot of people made the comment they like the wide shot, right? Be able to see more of the background. And I do agree with that. For these walk and talks, I think I'm gonna start bringing my wide angle lens and slap it on. It doesn't make it that much wider, unfortunately. Even with the wide angle lens, the Nano and the action camera was still wider, but they're action cameras. They're supposed to be wider. In fact, that's not even, they can go wider. Like the Nano and the action camera have these ultra wide FOVs, I'm sorry. It can go even wider. But for a vlogging camera, why do you want that? Why do you want to see 185 degrees? You know, if we're talking, we're walking, you only really need to see this. This is it. My bus line, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I think for different applications, different tools, right? Maybe I start using my Nano for these walk and talks and leave the Pocket 3 behind. I don't know. We'll see. But I have the Nano. I own the Nano. I own the Pocket 3. I think at the moment, there's no reason for me to buy an action camera. And if I really need one, I can just borrow my daughter's. Hey, are you using your camera today? Can I borrow it from you? Thanks, I appreciate it. And then maybe one day I'll get one. If I started doing action sports and I needed an action camera, I would buy one then, right? Could use the Nano. Like if tomorrow, Chuck's like, hey, we're gonna go snowboarding. Okay, I'll use my Nano. But if all of a sudden I went snowboarding every weekend, I'd buy an action camera. As I said earlier, tacos are on the menu. And this is what I was telling you about, Tiffany, about this. This is the first time I've even seen this. Street taco cart. Pollo Asado, Carne Asada, and pork al pastor. My personal favorite. And look at it, she even bought pineapple. The only two garnish you need for street tacos. And this is the al pastor. Cooking with onions. And we're gonna do the carne asada here. We're gonna save the pollo for another night. Tres tacos para yo. She's having a hard time choosing which toy to play with. She got all these new toys for Christmas. She's got a taco. She's got a narwhal. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, easy. My hand's still there. And then there's this little pink guy too. What is it? Whale? Dolphin. I think it's supposed to be a dolphin. Oh, good catch. Oh. So I've been in here for the last hour editing this vlog. I knew I shot a lot of footage, both in the morning and in the afternoon. In fact, I even shot a short, posted it on here on YouTube, but I also posted it on Instagram and X. But I basically said how it's funny how some days I'm in a total vlogging mood. I pick up the camera, I could do long rants, and by 5 o'clock I've got an hour of footage, like today. And then there's days like yesterday where I go all the way till 5 o'clock and I've got 2 clips, 2 minutes, and I'm like... So anyway, just that happened today, the last 2 days, and I shot that short because of it. But yeah, even right now, it's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes, and I still got clips on this camera, including this clip here that I got to slap in here. So this vlog is gonna be, damn near 45 minutes. It's days like this, it's vlogs like this that the reason why I posted the short is because it's like I started the day with one idea and one thought, and that's what I started vlogging about. And then as the day progresses, another idea pops in my head, and some days I'm able to hit the pause button, maybe write something down and say, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. We're talking about this in another vlog. Because again, you only get one title, one thumbnail, and if you get too much into one vlog, stuff gets lost. People are there for the title and the thumbnail, or maybe they're only there for the first so many minutes and then they leave, and so those thoughts and ideas get lost. And this is where, having more scripted, not even scripted, but more planned content comes into play. Like if I say, okay, I want to talk about more in depth about the camera reviews and camera comparisons, but I also want to talk about content creation and vlogging, but I also want to talk about me and my like outlook on vlogging. Write those down. Those are 3 vlogs. That's three vlog ideas right there. But I didn't pre-plan this. This all happened throughout the day. This all happened, because of videos I watched or, the comments on a vlog. So anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for watching. However long you watch. If you're watching this, you watch the whole thing. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're a trooper. But I got to finish editing this. It's 9 o'clock. I need to go to bed. But I wanted to get this edited tonight and start the encoding process before I go to bed, because otherwise I'd be super late to work tomorrow. So thanks again. I appreciate you. Vlog on.